Yay Networks.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Casillejos, Amy Nichols, and Lacey G.
Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. My name's Nick Adams.
I'm Anna.
Amy. And I'm Lacey G.
And we have a really special treat today. So we all know Taylor was doing a ton of promo last week for Red Taylor's version. It's out. Her baby is finally here. We are streaming it, listening to it nonstop. And she had a really special treat for a few fans in New York where she invited some people to the premiere of the All Too Well short film. She played All Too Well for the first time, the 10-minute version, in front of this crowd, and we're lucky enough to talk to someone who was there, who also happens to listen to our podcast. So we're so excited we get to chat with Natalia. Hello, Natalia.
Hi, Natalia.
Hi, Natalia.
Excited to be here.
You are so VIP. I cannot believe that you got the chance to do that. How? What happened? What happened? Tell me your secret, please.
The entire story.
So I was home, and it was a typical Tuesday night, November 9th, and I check my phone, and I see a DM from Taylor Nation.
Oh my God.
And I start sobbing like someone was just killed in front of me.
So you were a chosen one. Oh my gosh.
I didn't even know what the DM was. It could have been stop tagging us and things. They're so annoying. I was just crying. I clicked on it and it was you are invited to a special event in New York City, and it was in 2 days.
Oh my God.
And I live in Pennsylvania, and that's in New York City. And it was you need to RSVP now, pick your person now, and if you don't, you might not be able to go.
So you got a +1. That's good.
Yeah, and so my first thought was my mom, because she's my bestie, and she works though, so I just put her in, and I was you need to call off work because oh my gosh, no one was answering their phone, so I just recorded myself crying and saying oh my gosh, I'm gonna see Taylor Swift.
That is so fantastic. Hey, 13 podcast, I want to know, you get that message from Taylor Swift. You can only bring one person. Who are you bringing, Nick?
My wife.
Anna.
Myself.
Who's your second?
I don't know. I would have to host a Squid Games type situation.
Good call.
I'd be look, I have a +1. It's up to you guys to figure it out. I'm going. Y'all can figure out the rest.
Amy, who are you bringing?
I'm taking you because you would murder me if I didn't.
Okay, well, I'm going to murder you for not taking me.
Darn it.
Oh, I was going to say, that has to be Amy's only answer because I've taken her to Taylor Swift, so it better be me. Now, my answer, I don't know who I would choose between y'all because I love you all, and if I would go for the biggest, I'd probably have to choose Anna.
Yeah.
If I'd go for the one that I'm probably obligated to because she's been my bestie for longer, that would be Amy. If I went for the one that I get his name wrong, but he's wickedly talented and probably the whole brains behind this podcast, I'd pick Nick. But then what about my sister too? Because I have a 12-year-old
really
sister
cool experience.
who's a super fan. So I guess I could avoid all of y'all and just bring her, but Taylor's not DMing me, she's DMing Natalia. So Natalia, is this the most exciting moment in your life so far?
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt, most exciting.
So when they told you that there was an event, they didn't tell you what it was. They just said something's happening. So when did you find out that this is for the short film premiere?
So I was in my hotel room. I took a train and everything. And
did you have to pay for it, or did Taylor Nation get you there?
Oh no, I paid for it.
Okay.
I was I don't care.
I would open a credit card so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I was take my money. I'll go to jail. I don't care. But, yeah, I was watching the Jimmy Fallon thing that she was doing, and he leaked it. He wasn't supposed to say it, but he was Taylor Swift is doing a special showing of the thing, and she's oh, no one knew that, but thanks for,
oh my God, she probably panicked.
Yeah, and he did. It was really funny, but because of that, I knew where it was, so it was good. I was a little mad because I was like, now everyone's gonna try and go. But
Yeah.
it was
Well,
good.
and I've always wondered because Taylor has always been so good about her relationship with her fans, the secret sessions, her meet and greets, and things like that. How do you think that you were lucky enough to get picked? Like, are you like super active on social media? Are you like, you stream it like all her albums everywhere and they found, like, how do you think that they found you?
That's what I'm wondering, because not only was I found, but I was picked to be front row. And
Whoa!
I know.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm on TikTok. I have a fan account, but it's not linked to my Instagram where they messaged me. I caption every single picture of mine with a Taylor Swift lyric,
Uh-huh.
but I also don't feel like that's like worthy enough to be a front row. So
Right.
I'm wondering if somehow like they found, like, my fan account is the only thing that could prove like how obsessed I am. So
I wonder,
I'm so confused.
like, because I've always been so curious about this, like how people get like selected, I guess. She's got to probably have people on her team that specifically like spend time on social media, like keeping tabs. So I would guess that there was somebody that was like keeping tabs on you for a while, you know? And
Yeah,
that probably was
that's
like,
what
yeah,
I'm wondering.
she deserves it or something. You know what I
Which
mean?
is flattering, but also kind of you-ish, if you think about it. If you've
Very
got
Joe
Taylor
Goldberg.
Nation, yeah,
I'm
going all
totally
you
a-
on
She
it.
can stalk me. She can kill me. I'd be like, "Babe, at least you're thinking about
So-
me."
So what is your fan account? Is it on TikTok, on Instagram?
Yeah, it's on TikTok. It's called SwifTEA Cult.
We follow
because-
you.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I know.
I know. Well, when I was scrolling on TikTok and you know this last weekend when there was all the madness and everything, and I came across the video that you had posted from the premiere. That it was like just her performing the song, and I saw like on TikTok it said that you followed us, and I was like, oh, okay, so if she knows about our podcast and she was there, we have to get her on immediately.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of want to
died.
know everything about that day. So did they like how long did you have to get there in advance to the theater?
They said it was starting at 1, so I showed up around 10 a.m. Clearly, as one would.
That's Swifty math right there.
3 hours.
And my mom's amazing because she was totally down for it, and I was also like the first person there.
Oh
and
my
I
God.
just like circled. It was AMC 13, so I was like watching them set up and like circling it like a shark. And then like 2 hours before, we get like an email that's like line up outside of the theater, and like so I go running with my mom, and it's pouring rain, and we like get right up front.
That sounds like a Taylor Swift song. She's
Yeah.
dashing
It is.
through the rain to go get in her front row seats. How awesome is that?
And then they ended up being assigned seats anyways, so I was like glad I was still in front, but still
But yeah, you were assigned a front row seat.
front
That's incredible.
corner. So she like walked beside me as she came down to the front, and like I could reach her, but I was like, I'm not gonna disrespect her boundaries. I'm not gonna be that person to like touch someone without like, you know.
Yeah.
You had the chance to touch her, but you didn't because you're respectful. Because I straight up would have like just a finger. I mean something. Let me just. I need to touch you.
I wanted to, but like she's had so
Stroke
many
her hair.
songs
Let's
out.
be honest. I really don't have boundaries. I'd go
funny.
straight and just start playing with her hair because we're best friends. I already know it. She doesn't know it yet. Lobster me, Taylor, if you're listening. But still waiting on that.
She
So,
is,
do you have
for
any
sure.
siblings,
I do.
or is it just you?
I have a sister. She's like older than me, but yeah, she is not a Swiftie because I played her too much growing up. I got kind of sick of it. But
So I was
we
going to
don't-
ask, are you officially your mom's favorite? Because you took her to a once-in-a-lifetime experience with Taylor Swift. You have to be the favorite, right? Tell her to remember
I
that
would
at
be
Christmas.
assuming that from the start, but I don't know.
And so,
Yeah.
okay, so what time are you like sitting in your seat, and then what time did like she show up?
I was sitting in the seats at 1, and she showed up like 2 hours later, so like 2 or 3-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So it starts with like her lyric videos for a couple songs just playing on repeat, and I was dancing alone in the front, like with everyone just sitting down. I heard giggling and stuff, but I didn't care because no one was ever going to see me again.
Yeah, who
And
cares?
it took one person to come start dancing beside me for like the whole crowd to like rush up and start dancing. It was amazing.
You started the dance movement. That is so
I
cool.
It was so fun.
Did you smell Taylor Swift, and what does she smell like?
Heaven, I would say. Well, it was Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien were there, but I was like crying so hard that I was so like swollen and stuff. But it's like her presence, like they all just, I could tell they smelled good. Like Wonderstruck, the perfume.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So how many people do you think, like, because I feel like I've seen a lot of videos from the event, but how many people do you think were like fans that got to go versus like reporters versus family? You know what I mean? Like if you had to say like, oh, it was like a majority of it was fans or the majority of it was like friends of Taylor or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say the majority of it was like, I would say 10% of the people there were probably like friends and press and stuff, and the rest were just fans.
That's great.
So,
Good.
Yeah, it was
really
crazy.
good.
And so I've seen all these videos of her performing. Did she perform this 10-minute version of All Too Well as acoustic? Did she perform that before the short film or after?
She played the she came out first with those two, and she like introed her short film, and she played the short film. What she said was like, I want you to pretend that you're at a concert and like scream these lyrics with it. Like, and I was
Why does
so
that make me
glad.
want to cry?
Like, I cried so hard. I had like a happy panic attack.
Oh my
And-
God.
Did you have all the lyrics memorized by then? Because the 10-minute version had only been out for a handful of hours at that point.
I made sure to have all the lyrics memorized, and I noticed a couple other people did too. And
That's so cool.
the craziest part for me was her making eye contact with me during like my favorite lyric, when it was like, I kept you like an oath. We made eye contact, and like I screamed it, and like she started laughing, and I was like, did she just laugh at me reaching out and scream? I don't know.
Oh my God. That is incredible. Whenever she was singing to you guys in the crowd, did you feel like that moment in the short film when she's like reading the book? You know, like it was kind of like parallel almost.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And her hair was done up like in a similar way, except her bangs, you know? Like, but it was just like the opposite of a funeral, but more emotional than a wedding, you know?
Yeah. I love that description.
So whenever you walked in, before you found this out on Jimmy Fallon, you didn't even know what the event was going to be. Then whenever you finally do show up to the event, did you know what to expect? Because I know we were all sitting here watching it and we didn't know, are we going to watch a short film? Is this going to be an extended music video? Did you know what you were getting into before she introed it? Or what were your expectations, I guess?
Well, we didn't even know she was coming. So they told us when we were getting there that we were all just in a room to like spend time with each other and watch the film. So I was expecting it to be like, from what she described it was like a music video, but like that was going through the story. So I kind of was ready for that, but I just wasn't ready for how like much even me as someone who's never been through like a heartbreak like that was heartbroken watching it. Like,
Were you stressed at all? Kind of like you're in the room, Taylor Swift is there, you're watching the short film. Like in your mind as you're watching it, are you looking for Easter eggs? Are you looking to see Taylor's reaction? Are you like, what was going through your mind like as the film was going on?
luckily for me, like what was good was I actually got to watch it because she sat in the back probably so that no one like, tried to hug her or she's concerned about COVID, I think.
Or distracted. I would assume
Yeah.
that everyone would be watching her maybe instead of the short film if she was
Yeah.
right in front.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
She would definitely need to hide from me. I would have to take that cue from her. I would take that personally that she's
Break
hiding
down
from
the
me because she knows how I am. Yeah.
Yeah. I was bawling so hard though. Like you can hear me in some of those videos. It sounds like someone's laughing, but it's just like when you're like hysterically crying. So like
You were that girl.
yeah, I was. And my mom was like, I brought her because she also, the only reason I got those videos is because she was holding the camera. And so that's why she's not like screaming and stuff. She helped me out with that one. But I was watching it. She is so good at finding Easter eggs and stuff, my mom. So
I love
she was like, look at that photo. What's in that photo? And I'm like, shh, I'm just crying. But yeah, there were so many.
What is in the photo? You're talking about the last scene, the photo wall, whenever she's getting ready to go to her book reading, right?
Yeah,
do we know
like
what's in the photos?
Ocean looking one or the other one? Yeah.
Either one. I couldn't tell what they were.
Yeah, I
feel like-
still can't.
I feel like they might be Instagram posts of hers.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
since the breakup, 13 years gone, she's lived a happy life. And those are just a reflection of that, I think.
I kind of had a
Gotcha.
feeling, just because since like no one's really figured it out, I have a feeling that that's something that we just don't know yet. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be one of those things where later down the line we're going to be like, oh my God, that's the picture from the video, you know? Like, cause we also kind of feel like there's still something, I don't know. I feel like she's not done with surprising us yet.
Yeah.
I mean, she never is, but I don't know. Maybe those pictures, because the way that the camera kind of like focused on it, like, you know, it's something.
Yeah.
But I just have a feeling that we're not supposed to know what it is yet. But
Definitely.
that's also me just like forgiving myself for not figuring it out if it's something.
Oh my gosh.
What's the biggest Easter egg that your mom picked up on?
I think I'm like trying so hard to remember just because of how like hysterical I was. But
Understandable.
yeah, I think it was just like, oh, I remember, because I would show her pictures of their paparazzi pictures explaining her the story before I went, so she wouldn't like be like, who's that, you know? And she'd be like, look, that's the moment that they were in the car together, in like the paparazzi took their photos, they're recreating the exact, so it wasn't like an Easter egg, but it was more like a I don't know.
Like a reference.
Yeah, like
I'm so proud of your mom.
Yeah, I
That is
know.
awesome.
I love that you gave her a study guide.
Yeah, I like really did, because she loves Taylor Swift, but she's also a like 50-year-old mom, so like
Sure.
I had to really train her. I was like, who do
Did
we
Taylor-
dislike? And she's like, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Did Taylor take any questions from the crowd or anything like that? Or once her song was over, she just kind of waved goodbye?
So yeah, I brought my songwriting notebook because I was like, if she does come and like she would sign it, like I would never be able to write another bad song. But I have a video of her leaving where she's like, thank you guys so much for being here, and she like almost sprints out. She like doesn't look at anyone. She keeps her head down and goes in. I'm like, I'm not gonna ask her. I'm not gonna say anything because I'm gonna respect her.
Yeah.
as a human.
She probably knew that if she like stopped to sign one thing,
Yeah, that's what I
she'd
was
probably have to
Yeah.
sign. You know what I mean? Like, and that kind of sucks too, because you know that she would, but she probably was like on a schedule or something.
Yeah, I think the craziest part for me is like I have no idea if she knows that I exist. Like there could be a chance
She does.
but like
She has to.
She definitely. You were front row. You were right there. She made eye contact with
but,
you.
like,
She
it felt like
laughed.
she was
She
looking
knows.
through
She
me,
knows.
but it was like if she knows I exist, I just don't have any confirmation.
I think she does. I think she does. She definitely
Okay,
does.
let's backtrack a little bit. So you watch the film, and then that's whenever she comes up at the end and starts to play acoustic, right? She just grabs her guitar and comes up to the front. And I saw her sound check, which was really
Yeah.
cute. She didn't like test that out beforehand. How adorable is she? That is exactly what I would expect
Yeah.
from her. She's so cute.
Yeah.
She's so cute. And then she launched into a song. When did she tell you she was going to perform?
Well, she came out before the first showing because she showed it twice. And she introed that and left. And so we thought that's all we were going to see of her. And then she came back up and she's like, now that I'm here, I might as well sing it for you guys live, if that's all right with you. And obviously, we were like, why would you even say that?
Could you imagine somebody being like, actually, I have somewhere to be. Like,
I gotta go to SNL.
I need to go get in line.
Oh my God. I would knock that person out. They would be in the hospital. It would be like, that person would be set straight to heaven. And I'd be like, tell Jesus I said hi, bye. But
well, since you were already in New York, did you consider going to like the Saturday Night Live like standby line?
oh my gosh, yeah, I went to I went to everything, but I also was like very much, because you can hear the hurt in all of her other songs about like wanting to be a normal person and how it hurts, like in her interviews, how she can't walk like in public without being mobbed. So I was very careful not to be that person. Like,
Yeah.
That's really considerate. I would just lose my stuff. I don't think that I could. I've tried to stalk Taylor Swift and Sarah Jessica Parker in New York. And I know Sarah Jessica Parker has a very strict, if I'm with my kids, don't talk to me. I'm in mommy mode. I would have had to break that vow, though. I'm sorry. You're Sarah Jessica Parker. I just need to say hey. I just want to, hi. I won't come bug you. I won't come hug you in front of your kids. But yes, I have really bad boundaries. I don't know if I pointed that out already. Did you go to Cornelia Street?
oh, I so wanted to. But since we took like a train, it was like over half an hour away and like taxis there. I so wanted to though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Taxi cabs and
okay.
busy streets, you could
They'll
say.
never bring it back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, out of all of Taylor Swift's songs, do you have
Other
a
than
favorite?
that one, right?
Which is like,
Sure.
yeah, we were talking right before we started recording. Me and Natalia were just hanging out on the little Zoom thing, and we were talking. I was like, when somebody asks what your favorite song is, you have to say like, well, apart from the 10-minute All Too Well.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
kind of take that out of the question.
And are we talking for Red or like
Do you have
all
a favorite
time?
one? I think in general.
My Tears Ricochet is my favorite.
Wow, yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, but I also like change favorites every like week. But that one I think is my favorite from a lyrical standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing right now you're in your Red era,
Yeah.
right? Like you're
Yeah, I went
experiencing
from,
Red
like,
era
Rep
right
to
now.
Red.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were in before because we just finished our Lover
yeah.
era, and I'm still kind of having a hard time
Uh-huh.
shaking that off. But yeah, Red era is definitely in full force. And so, have you ever seen Taylor perform live, like in a concert or anything
No,
like that?
my family grew up like really, really poor, and my mom has been saving up like all our lives to try and take me. And it got to the point where I was getting too old, and I was like, not too old to go, but like too old that I like felt bad. And I was like, Mom, I promise someday I'm gonna take you to see her. And now I didn't even have to pay for it. I like cried so hard in that. I'm gonna cry again. Like,
Natalia, you're making me cry.
I'm gonna cry again. She's my
That's so
bestie.
sweet. Oh my God.
That is so sweet. Natalia, I want to know, before the 10-minute version came out, where would you have ranked All Too Well in the track 5 rankings? Because you mentioned My Tears Ricochet, and that's also a track
Yeah.
5 too.
Yeah, I think My Tears Ricochet would be like probably one above All Too Well. Like, but
Okay.
Same with
Yeah.
Amy.
I
Amy
ranked
was
it
number
higher
3.
than the original.
Oh my gosh,
All
yeah.
Too Well.
no.
I do have a confession to make. Now that the 10-minute version is out, I skipped the
Yeah.
OG one because I know that there's so much more, and I still appreciate it and I love it. That's the whole reason that I love the song right there. But now it's 10 minute or
Yeah.
nothing for me, because whenever I'm listening to the regular version, I'm like, but she doesn't even say it's
Yeah.
you. What happened? It's you.
My favorite thing is to watch people listen to it for the first time. Like over the last like few days, I've been in the car with friends and I'm like, have y'all heard the 10-minute version yet? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you're about to. And I love I love seeing people hear it for the very first time. Especially if they're not Swifties, because then they're like, okay, yeah, that
Yeah,
was really
so-
good. You know, like as Swifties, we already know that. But when it's like a regular person and they're like, yeah, that was really good. I'm like, yes, stream the entire
Yeah,
album. Thank you.
And it is impressive to get new people over with the 10-minute version, because think about what you're not going to watch a YouTube video that's longer than a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So why would you listen to a 10-minute? So to be able to get somebody brand new with a 10-minute version really says a lot, because that's asking a lot from somebody. But Taylor delivers, so it's not that hard to do.
It's crazy. Like, even being in Penn State, I was walking past a group of like frat boys with headphones on, and my friend told me this happened to her too. she was walking past a group of them, and they were like, "You better be listening to Taylor Swift." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like the dating pool got so much bigger.
Well, Natalia, I want to play a game with you real quick. I want to play Instagram caption or lyric, and I want you to tell me if this is.
I have good faith in Natalia. I think she's gonna crush this.
Okay. This is me stuffing my face with wedding cake before retreating to a castle in Ireland, which is proof that fairy tales do come true. Is that an Instagram caption?
That's
or
an Insta caption, right?
That didn't age well because fairy tales are a lie. That was from me. It's giving me track 5 vibes. Instagram caption or
Instagram
lyric?
caption, right?
That was me.
That's from Anna.
Natalia, just like you, I think almost every single Instagram caption that I have is a Taylor Swift lyric. And one time I couldn't even think of one that was like fitting enough. And so the caption was feeling like a Taylor Swift lyric.
Here's one, Natalia. Take my hand, wreck my plans. That's my man. Is that a lyric or a caption? It's also a caption from Anna on Valentine's Day.
So that was a trick question.
Willow doesn't deserve last place. Is that a caption or a lyric?
Caption. Willow doesn't. Yeah.
From Amy Nichols over there. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan. Caption or lyric? And a caption from Anna on 10/26/20. Not a lot going on at the moment. Just a Christmas card from Taylor Swift herself.
Who got that? That is a caption and a beautiful one.
Anna, brag.
Well, we all did. She sent a Christmas card to our studio,
the most
which is really, really cool.
ever.
Yeah, we cried. Nick and I would like wear like white gloves anytime we like touched it because we didn't want it to. We didn't want to harm it.
If it's like a signed album or something that we're starting to get now that we can order on her websites, I'm not touching those with my bare hands.
Those are immediately framed, put on the wall.
Have you seen? There's been I saw at least one person on TikTok. They posted that when they opened their signed album, it was probably for Fearless, that there was a piece of hair in there, like a blonde piece of hair.
It's so creepy, but I want one.
Are they telling the truth? Is that hers?
I'm going to choose to believe that it is.
Yeah, right?
Well, Natalia, is there anything else that you want to tell us about the premiere? Or like anything else that you've been wanting to get off your chest as a SwifTEA? You're like, this needs to go on the record?
I think the fact that she gave everyone, like even in groups, signed posters of the thing, and she gave us all tissues beforehand that said all too well, and she's like, I know you guys are gonna need this and it's okay, don't be embarrassed to be crying and stuff. I think that is something that was like really shows her heart, and
it's all in the details.
So much. That's why I have my TikTok though, to get everything off my chest as a Swiftie, because if you allowed me to do that the whole time, I think we would all like die here. So like
That's why we have this podcast. So we can talk it out together and not get on everybody else's nerves that we're around.
Absolutely.
So remind us of your TikTok fan account again.
Yeah,
so we
it's
can follow
Swiftie
you.
Cult. Yeah.
Love it.
I love that. I love that so much.
Well, congratulations on being like the coolest person I know, for sure the luckiest person I know.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, we're so happy that you got to experience this, and we're so happy that you took the time to tell us about it. We hope you come back on the podcast soon. And yeah, if there's anything else that anything else anyone has to say or wants to talk about?
Before we go, I do want to say, so Nick doesn't feel left out. Nick, I did pull some Instagram captions from you.
Oh, okay.
You really do need to up your game, though.
Yeah.
One says stool time, and another says Easter weekend was wild, and another said on Sundays we wear flannel. So I didn't want you to feel left out. I did pull some from you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I just want to let you know that I love you.
Thank you very much, Lacey. Well, Natalia, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited for you, and we're happy for you, and hopefully you get to do a lot more fun things. Do you think, okay, sorry, Natalia, we're wrapping this up. Do you think she's gonna announce a tour soon? Do you think she's gonna announce another re-record at some point really soon? What are your thoughts?
I hope she's announcing a tour soon. I don't think she'll do like any meet and greets soon because I've been hearing the reason she didn't do it that night was because of her COVID concerns.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about the tour. That would be crazy. I do think that more is coming, but I have a feeling she's gonna give us like a little break so that we don't expect more to be coming, and then it like hits us out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And I think we need to like take the time to
Yeah.
appreciate Red Taylor's version.
Yeah, we need to soak in it for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, quickly, what's your favorite theory before you go?
Ooh.
Theory, like about this. Okay.
In general.
Any
Okay,
Taylor Swift theory?
I think the vehicular manslaughter one is my favorite. That her
Iconic. Did you see someone on TikTok? They I saw a video where somebody was like, Harry Styles better get ready for the 10-minute version of his song that's gonna like confirm that they did vehicular manslaughter.
Absolutely.
That's Out of the Woods. Yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
Well, Natalia, thanks so much. We really appreciate it, and we're so excited for you. You had an amazing time, and we hope that if she announces a tour, you get to be front row there again.
Yeah, your mom owes you.
Oh my gosh, no way. I love her. I'll take her again.
Well, Natalia, we'll talk to you soon. It'll be fun keeping up with you online.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for joining
Have
us.
a great rest of your life.
Thank you, Natalia. Thanks. Before we sign off, do you want to know some Instagram captions that you could use? Anna, this could be for you since you love to use the Taylor Swift lyrics.
Absolutely.
If you can make it through 10 minutes of All Too Well, you can make it through today.
I like that.
Time won't fly. It's like I'm paralyzed by it. Yes, that is a lyric, but it's also a very fitting caption for anything that happened in 2020 or 2021. You see autumn leaves falling. I see all too well. And in search of someone who won't break me like a promise. And that might be on my future dating profile tagline. We'll see. I don't know. Getting ahead of myself there. But yeah.
I like it.
Well, that does it for this episode of 13, a Taylor Swift Fan Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to us on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to us on right now. All the ways to get in touch with us are in the description of this podcast. We want to hear from you. Leave us a good 5-star rating and a great review, and join us next week because it's Thanksgiving. We are so thankful for you guys, and we want to take a deep dive into our fan mailbox. We have so many emails and DMs from the great people who are listening to this podcast, and we haven't had time to go through them all, and so we're going to go through a ton of them next week, and we can't wait to hear from you guys. And again, if you want to get in on this episode or a future one, email us, hit us up. All the ways to contact us are in the description of this podcast.
What if we go through our DMs and we realize that we have one from Taylor and we missed it and we were supposed to be at the premiere?
If that happens, since I'm the one that checks our DMs, I'm never going to tell y'all.
Yeah, you can. You can.
Like, I'm not going to tell you that I missed it, is what I'm saying.
I got it.
Right.
Thanks for listening to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.